Good Sunday evening, everyone. It's a special evening on this Sunday video update concerning, of course, our snow coming our way overnight into tomorrow morning. This is still a big ticket item. We're going to have bigger snowstorms this winter, but this is coming at kind of a bad time. It's coming on Sunday night into Monday morning as a lot of people try to head off to work and school. It's also the first widespread accumulating snow of the season for the Mahoning and Shenango Valleys. Sure, we've had some lake effect that's impacted, especially parts of northern Trumbull, northern Mercer counties, but everyone's going to get snow this time around. All right, as I'm recording this just before 7 p.m., here's what the radar looks like. We have the leading edge of some of the steady snow now getting pretty close to Cleveland and Mansfield as well. This is all pretty light out in here. Then there's a little bit of a gap, and then there's actually some rain that's falling down here along the Ohio River Valley. And this will be interesting to see how this plays out as we head through the next several hours as everything continues to head off to the north and east. There's a bit of a warm layer up a few thousand feet in the atmosphere that will continue working in this direction. And the question is, how close does it get to our viewing area? And I think it'll be close enough that there may very well be some mixing overnight tonight. Perhaps some sleet pellets may be heard. You might even have some rain for a time. If you live down close to East Liverpool and Calcutta, maybe even Newcastle, Elwood City, places like that. And certainly once you're down towards Beaver County, PA, and over into Wheeling, Dover, New Philly, Zanesville, there's probably going to be something other than snow, at least for just a little while overnight tonight. Let me put the radar in motion here, take off the temperatures. And boy, we had a cloudy, dank looking day today out ahead of this storm. And now the clouds continue to thicken and lower, and everything is moving off to the north and to the east. So the snow is going to get in later on this evening, and then it's going to snow for a lot of the night tonight and heading into tomorrow morning. Here's the latest high-resolution rapid refresh model, simulated radar product. And I've skipped ahead now to 10 o'clock this evening, so a few hours after I recorded this video. Generally speaking, here's what the radar should look like. Again, the rain-snow line getting awfully close up here to the extreme southern part of the WFMJ viewing area. So, you know, again, especially south of Route 30, I wouldn't be shocked if something other than snow happened for a time overnight tonight, starting late this evening, actually. 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 a.m. Now, it's kind of interesting what happens here. There may be a fairly decent lull in the precipitation intensity for a time overnight. So we get a little initial hit here late this evening, and then midnight, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it may not snow all that heavily because there's a little bit of a lull here before things kind of reload as we get closer to sunrise. Here's 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then, yeah, as we get close to sunrise, the snow intensity probably going to pick up once again. Notice, though, even at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, that rain-snow line just to the south of our viewing area, getting awfully close to East Liverpool and Calcutta. But we're firmly in the snow zone. I think once you're up into Trumbull County, Mercer County, southeastern Mahoning, parts of Lawrence, and even northern Columbiana, you know, there might be some sleet for a brief time overnight tonight. But here's right around daybreak tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. It'll be snowing at a pretty good clip. 8 o'clock, same idea, and our simulated radar tour ends here at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I wanted to take you out through what time a lot of people will be up and trying to get to school, trying to get to work, that sort of thing tomorrow morning. Certainly at that prime time, right around rush hour, it's going to be snowing at a pretty good clip. Now, as far as accumulations go through 8 o'clock in the morning, this is not the whole storm, but through 8 o'clock in the morning. And keep in mind, this is just one computer model I'm showing you here, but I think it's honed in on the idea pretty well. Might be a little overdone. This is all based on a 10-to-1 liquid to snow ratio. Oftentimes you hear an inch of liquid equals 10 inches of snow. And that's a good rule of thumb, but it's not always true. And I do think this will be a situation tonight and early tomorrow where the liquid to snow ratio may be more like 8-to-1. And that will make it so the snow will not accumulate as efficiently, if you will. A lot of times, especially when it's really cold out, snow ratios around here can get up to 20-to-1. And that's when you get that real fine, dusty snow that really accumulates quickly, and it makes it hard for road crews to keep up. Oftentimes, when that kind of snow is falling, it's really cold, and salt does not work as effectively when it's really cold. But this is the kind of snow, it's going to be wet and kind of gloppy, and temperatures are going to be in the upper 20s. Salt will work pretty efficiently. So our main roads tomorrow morning, if they're treated effectively, should be passable. It's going to be the side roads that we're going to run into a lot of problems, I suspect. But anyway, accumulations through 8 a.m. This model, the high resolution rapid refresh model, advertising a good 3 to 4 inches across our viewing area based on a 10-to-1 ratio. Since I think the ratios will be a little lower, maybe you can subtract some from this and count on roughly by 8 o'clock, I would say an average of 3 inches on the ground in most of our area. Again, an average and a rough estimate, but about 3 inches is what you can expect by about 8 o'clock in the morning. We're going to add on to those totals before the morning is through. So what's the bottom line here for total accumulations? Well, here's an ensemble model. It's called the Short Range Ensemble Forecast Model. 21 members, we call it, of this model. And if you watch my videos or read my blogs before, you generally get the idea of what this is. And I want you to pay closest attention to this black line right in through here, because that's the average of all of these 21 members. And that gives an average of about 5.5 inches based on a 10-to-1 ratio. I think you can subtract some because the ratio not likely to be 10 to 1 for the duration of this event. Bottom line it for you again, I think 4 inches, 4, is going to be a pretty good average when you count the whole viewing area. Are some places going to get 5? You bet. Are some places going to get 2 or 3? Yes. And I suspect that those lower amounts are going to try to be in the southeastern corner of our viewing area. So East Liverpool, Calcutta, maybe up to Newcastle, kind of that zone. I think your odds of getting 4 aren't quite as good. I think some places down there are going to be closer to 2 or 3 because of the risk of mixing, because the liquid to snow ratios are going to be even lower down there. So 4 inches, a pretty good average. Some places may get 5 or so, especially Trumbull and Mercer counties. But, snow accumulation forecasts are tricky. Our forecast has wobbled a few times over the last few days, as it often does. The exact track of the storm is very, very crucial. Friday, 48 hours ago, our map had the bullseye of heaviest snow over here, and it's shifted to the west as the storm track has wobbled to the west. It hasn't been a dramatic change in the storm track, but it's been just enough that our accumulation forecasts have had to be adjusted. And that's why I always tell you, check back often, because the first forecast we go out with, the first snow forecast, it's not etched in stone. It's a first stab, but as more information becomes available, as more computer models are fed to us, we get new information, we update the forecasts because we do want to ultimately get it right. So, all right, good luck out there tomorrow morning. I would count on a lot of school delays and cancellations. Again, we're going to have bigger storms this winter, but a healthy 4-inch snowstorm coming on a Monday morning, not exactly a great thing for us unless you're a real snow lover. All right, so Mike Joyce is in the studio tonight, keeping you updated on social media and on 21 News tonight at 11. If you want to follow him on Facebook, put meteorologist in front of his name, and he is at Mike Joyce, WFMJ, on Twitter. I will see you tomorrow on 21 News at 6 and 11.